tightening up your game for the next one you facing. R-Cam, athletics, coaching and motivation. Let's talk Errol Spence Jr. Just knocked out Leonard Bundu in spectacular fashion, just as he knocked out Chris Algieri in spectacular fashion. The trainers of Errol Spence and Errol Spence Jr. have crafted Errol Spence Jr. into a knockout artist. This kid is a monster. He's athletic, he's strong, he's healthy, he trains hard, his mind is stable. This guy's dangerous right now. And with him being so young, man, if he continues on the path that he's on and stays healthy, this guy is, in my opinion, the future of the welterweight division or the future of boxing. Who knows if he'll stay at current weight, but right now, there's absolutely no reason for him to change anything that he's doing. In that division, right now, Errol Spence Jr. is the mandatory for Kell Brook. Kell Brook's the IBF champion, and he's moving up in weight to fight Gennady Golovkin. Man, it's anybody's guess, and this is up for about 50-50 debate right now, how Kell Brook's going to do in that fight if the fight does actually happen. But, you know, most people will want to see, after that fight, win or lose, Kell Brook come back down to welterweight and defend his IBF title. We've been waiting for that. And who better than Errol Spence Jr. for him to defend it against a man who very well could put a clinic on Kell Brook and bring that belt back home to the United States, which I would love to see, absolutely. Then we got WBO champion Jesse Vargas, WBA champion Keith Thurman, and the WBC champion Danny Garcia. Any of these will be a spectacular matchup. Ticket sales will be through the roof. It'll be great entertainment from both corners of the ring. The fights will sell with any of these guys. Right now, Errol Spence Jr., not necessarily a household name, but his popularity is building really fast and for good reason. The kid is spectacular, man. He's everything you want to see in a boxer. I'm looking forward to seeing who he gets next. Now, Keith Thurman, we would imagine with the performance he put on against Sean Porter, if he mimics that and actually does do the fight with Errol Spence sometime next year, then we would expect him to bring it the same as he did with Sean Porter. But of course, we got to look at the stats. The guy that Errol just knocked out, Leonard Bundu, he took Keith Thurman the distance, and Keith Thurman calls himself one time, which he says is related to him knocking everybody out. He didn't knock out Bundu, but Errol Spence did. 2 straight knockouts for Errol Spence. So, you know, of course, with those stats, those are being thrown into the conversation. You know, with Errol at this point on a knockout streak, and Keith Thurman not knocking people out in his last couple fights, man, it makes an interesting conversation and an even more interesting fight. But we can't forget about some other guys that are top ranked in these divisions. In WBC, you still got Amir Khan if he comes back down to welterweight, and he says he wants 3 fights next year. Didn't name names, but if he comes back down to welterweight and actually he's healthy and he gets back in, he's still top ranked in the WBC under Danny Garcia. So that's yet to be seen what can come for him in the future. Andre Berto's up there. My main man from DC, Lamont Peterson's up there. We can't forget about him. We got who else is in the mix? Oh man, 2 bangers, 2 of my favorite, sparks flying, just all out war fest. Manny Pacquiao and Tim Bradley. Those 2 guys are still at the top of the WBO. Man, it's a lot of exciting fights that can be made in this welterweight division. And I got to give a shout out to the old timers. My man Shane Mosley, he's still in the mix. He's not top ranked. I think he's like somewhere mixed in like the number 9 or 10 or something like that in the WBA. You can mix him in there if you want to throw in some tune-up fights here and there with a notable name for some of these guys. He might be able to get 1 or 2 more fights in before he hangs his gloves up. So, I'm not sure if it'll be interesting or if it'll just be like, Shane, why you doing this? But hey, man, I'm open for anything. I'm a boxing fan, straight up. But man, this division is on fire, full of excitement. Just about any match you can make in the welterweight division, with anywhere from the number 8 on up in any of the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, any of them, man, you're bound to get some great entertainment, and it's worth the ticket price. So let's see what the rest of 2016 has for us. And going into 2017, man, we got a stacked division and a bright future. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.